Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome back to Git Er Raid. Warlords of Draenor beta testing heats up with some Mythic mode bosses. Remember Sartharion and his flame waves? Let's have some non-flame waves for Brackenspore Mythic. Why don't we? If you haven't watched my guide to this fight on Heroic, please take a look at that first, as I'll be referring to the mechanics in there a lot. As always, mechanics can change from the time a fight is beta tested to when it is actually released live. So, the most obvious change to this encounter is the massive tidal wave that comes every minute or so. It's Call of the Tides, and will most likely one-shot you if you get hit. And like I referenced in the intro, it's like the wave in Sartharion, where there is a gap in it somewhere that you can step through. It's slow-moving as well, so mostly just have someone keep an eye out towards the water and call this as it comes in. The other mechanic for Mythic mode is called Exploding Fungus. These are mushrooms that spawn all over the place and will explode once the boss finishes his cast. They explode for about 200k, so it will likely kill you if you are hurt from any other damage beyond that. You don't have to be really far away from them, you just have to be more than 3 yards from one of the explosions. It's not too hard to deal with, just watch your feet. On beta though, it seemed a little unfair, as the last mushrooms to spawn would almost immediately explode. Beyond those two changes, the fight was pretty much similar to Heroic. Things like the infesting spores and decay from the Flesh Eater hurt a lot more, so you need to be good about executing on the beneficial mushrooms. In fact, a lot of this fight comes down to the healers managing those mushrooms and cooldowns appropriately. It's possible to have the raid survive from the high stacks of the spores without a beneficial mushroom, but it's going to leave people really low and healers burning up their cooldowns. Moral of the story is, use the mushrooms to the best of your ability as a raid. And of course, it's going to be crucial to have solid interrupts on the Fungal Flesh Eater for the Decay cast. It takes almost a third of your raid's health if it goes off, and that's just not something that can happen regularly. So stick some solid interrupts on this guy the entire time. For the most part, it will be Melee's job, however we found it helpful to have a ranged backup in case the melee needed to run away for the mushrooms or the tidal waves. It is still important for those on the flamethrower duties to continue their routine of burning moss up. On Mythic, it looks like you get 3 flamethrowers to keep the moss at bay. The spawn rate of the moss seemed really tuned way down from earlier tests of this boss, so doing your flamethrowing duty every minute or so should be fine. Just be sure to not do it when the spores are coming out, and probably not when the wave is happening either. A little shorter than most guides, but that's really all there is to Brackenspore Mythic. Waves and exploding mushrooms. Tanks, keep doing your swapping thing for the Flesh Eater and the boss's breath. Healers, manage the mushrooms and your cooldowns for the infesting spores and possible decay casts. DPS, dodge the waves and exploding fungi, like everyone else, while taking care of your high priority targets such as spore shooters, mind fungus, and the Flesh Eater. Don't forget the interrupts. Thanks for watching, and as always, please comment, like, and or subscribe to the video if you found it helpful, and have a good one!